Hello, everybody. I have noticed that some of your classmates in both units, the 2206 and 261, the network, the automation, and TCP/IP service and protocols. Some students, they struggle with basics with GNS3. I know GNS3 is not that easy to go around with, but when you become familiar how it works, it become much easier. So the more you practice, the easier it gets. From my side, to help you out, I'm gonna try to go over all the tutorials. I will record all the tutorials one by one. Today, I'm gonna combine tutorial 1 and 2 together. As well as of next week, I'm gonna create you a model answer, something like that, but I will add here all the screenshots you required. So in case if I gone that fast, you can catch up from the screenshots. So what we start with, usually if you are in the unit, go to the unit introduction, go at the bottom here, you will find an over file, the appliances. We have modified it and created for you. Dr. Steven has done that, and we put it for you under the unit intro. Download that. I already have downloaded that file here to save your time. Usually take between 5 to 7 minutes. I believe that in the university, it's going to be much faster. So since I have already that file here in my Oracle VirtualBox, I'm going to delete that from scratch and let's start fresh. So double click on that file, just click finish. Usually it take a couple minutes until loaded to the Oracle VirtualBox. And from here, we will start. So in tutorial number 1, we ask you just only to do that. And then take one of the PCs, put it on, and put an IP address on it. Since tutorial B or tutorial 2, which you can see right now, has 4 PCs and 1 switch, we will combine tutorial 1 and 2 on the same workload. So today what we will do here, that's finish. That's what you see like that. So just start from here. Usually it takes like 1 minute to be ready. And it depends on your PC. If you work on our PCs, on the labs, on the campus, you will not have any problem. If you work on your laptop, it depends on the memory and the RAM, the CPU on your device. Let's minimize that and let's minimize that as well. I'm gonna take that into the corner here. What we will, you will come up with that IP address, the 192.168, whatever the number you get, one of your browser, whatever the browser you are using, just type that 192.168, that's 116, here it is, and here, that's the area which we will work on. Now, I don't need that anymore for now, minimize that, and here it is. We have created, if you download the normal GNS or the original GNS, you will not find anything inside. However, here, since we have created for you some few projects to work on during the tutorial, you will find those created already project, built-in project we created for you. So today, what we will create a new project. Give it the name we ask you for. For example, we ask you, this is setting IP, and put your um, student ID, whatever that student ID is. That's the new project created already. So let's add what they ask for here. We ask you to create 4 different PCs. So those PCs, here it is, that's 1, 2, 3, and that's 4. And let's go with a switch. And that's number 3, and that's number 4. Link those ones together. So I'm gonna go here for this one. That's number 1 and 2. It doesn't have to be, by the way, but that's my way of approaching. So I usually try to work with symmetric numbers. So that's here. Then usually we ask students to write their name here. For example, this is and your student ID, whatever your student ID it is. What is the allocated IP address you want? For me, usually I like to have something like this, 192.168.10.0, and that's /24. From here, I'm gonna do something like this. That's .10. And over here, .20. Here, .30. And over here, .40. Since we do not have a layer 3 devices, we will not need routing. Here it is, yep. And here, just in case if you guys here. That's it. That's it for now. Now let's start with the configuration. For device 1 and 2, we will use the GUI configurations. You go to the configure here, go to down there, edit the network. Here it is. Try to remove the auto, try to remove the iFace, remove that, and remove that. And over here, put the IP address you like to. So I have put this one as 10.10 and the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Leave it as it is. There is no need for the gateway for now because we do not have layer 3 devices. So just only clear the auto, clear the iFace, and put the IP address you would like for now. That's it. That's it. You come over here, do the same thing. I'm gonna clear the auto, clear the iFace, clear this one, clear that one, and put over here. This is 10.20. So here I put, remember that's 10.10, and over here I put 10.20. Here it is, that's 10.20. Done, done. Now, what we will ask you, we will go over those two, and we will configure one of them through the etc interface. That's the, so we will open that file instead of GUI as we do. No, we will open that through the nano. We will use the nano or Vi, whatever you like. But here the instruction, we ask you to use the nano. we will open that through the Nano and we will configure that. That's second type of how to add a static IP. Then we will go to a live command line for host number 4, and we will configure that with a live, what we call session IP. So what the difference? When you configure session IP, it actually stay as far as the computer on. If you reboot or you turn off and on, the IP gone. So the difference between the GUI, the one we actually do right now here, and this one as well, which we will do soon right now, that when you change the IP inside the file and you save that file, it stay over there if you turn the PC on, off, whatever it stay. But if you change the IP address through the command line on a live demo, that's actually stay as a session only. If you turn it off, it's gone. So we have configured those two devices, done. Now, for those ones, we will configure those ones as a live sessions. Don't set the IP address for the other two. Start to all the nodes. If you want to start the whole project, just click over here. As you can see that the whole project starts going on. In number 3 here, we will go like this. And we will go to something called Nano. And I'm going to go to the Nano, that's the network, then interface. So I want to open the file, which is the file name is interface, inside a directory called network, inside the directory, the famous directory in Linux called etc. When you open that, you will find something similar exactly to what you have, what we have in the GUI. The same thing, what I will do, I will remove that. Here it is. And this one, I'm gonna put it 30. That's it, nothing else. Similar to what we have, but here we do it with Nano as a Linux. The two devices I have done before, which is PC1, host 2, I done that through the GUI. That's it. So hit Control A, enter, hit Control X, and if you want, you can, if you want to see that if you have done all the work correctly or not, just type cat over here. You can see that everything is being done already. Everything is cool. No problem. Here it is. And if we have issue, we can troubleshoot and we come back later on. Now the last one, which is number 40, that's the one which we will use that command. We give you this one already here. Just make sure that here it is. That's the IP address. Let me highlight it for you here. What we do, if you type, for example, fconfig right now, you will not find any IP address inside the device. No IP addresses at all inside the device. So what we do here, I'm going to type IP address, add 192.168.10.40/24, and we do something called dev ether 0. Review the command, make sure that there is no typo or anything else. Here it is. And then I'm going to type fconfig again. Here it is. You can see that the IP become, here it is. And this is 192.168.10.40 and the subnet mask 255. Can you double check if everything is correct? Yes, here it is. I'm gonna ping from 40. I'm gonna ping 192.168.10.10. That's here it is. 10.20. Here it is. 10.30. Here it is. What's the problem here? Why it cannot reach 10.30? What's the problem? Why it can reach 10. Can you see this one? Why we don't have in here, we don't have an IP address. That's 192.168.10.30. Here it is. Perfect here. So why it's not taking that? One of the issues, which is I want to make sure that you guys understand that when you're dealing with GNS, when we're dealing with sessions, the IP become active right away when you link it. So when you type that, it's come automatically right away. But when we're dealing with GUI or we dealing with the nano file, you have to restart the device. So what we do here, just make sure that see that here it is. I'm gonna stop the device like that, just the device, not the whole project. Then I will restart it again. Now I'm gonna go back. Here it is. Can you ping 192.168.10.10? Here it is. 10.20. Here it is. 10.30. Here it is. Easy as that, like that. Nothing else. No hassle, no headache. I know that this is sometimes like it's give students some hassling, but that's how GNS works. So if you configure the device with session, you don't have to reboot. But if you configure the device with Nano, the actual editing file, or the GUI, you must restart. If you want to have the effect of that changing the IP address or assigning IP addresses, you got to reboot. One last thing, you can, maybe it's here as well. When you ping over here, if you ping whatever you ping, it's gonna keep going like that. It will not stop. So until a very long numbering of pinging packets. So to limit that, what we do, can you ping, for example, minus C, which is count, let's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That's it. And you can change the number whatever you like, whatever the number you like. So I can, for example, make this one. Here it is. Count 3. 1, 2, 3, like this. So that's counting. So if you want to limit the number of pinging, inside the ping here, you can see that, I have sent 3 packets, 3 packet received. There is no loss. The time usually in millisecond, 2040. The one we usually ask you about, where we care about the average. What is the average here? The average, you can see that it's 0.135 millisecond out of millisecond. We have, maybe here it is. If I want to ping, for example, to make sure to understand that what the difference between the packet we transmit and the packet we have received. I send the 3 packet, I receive 3 packets, done. What about if I ping, for example, 10.10.10.10, which is not exist? So that's not reachable. What about if I ping an IP from my network, which is 192.168.10, yes, but I have only 10, 20, 30, 40. What about if I put 100? Then it give you at the end over here, destination unreachable or whatever it is. If I try to ping, let's say 192.168.20.10, network not reachable. What about 10.200? So if you try to ping something outside your network, which is, it give you the network unreachable. But if you try to ping a device inside your network, but does not exist. So I have only 4 devices. I ping 10, 20, 30, 40. So that's it. So if I ping 50, 60, whatever, it's going to give you the host or the destination unreachable. And at that time, it give you like this. Oh, so we send a 10 packet, you receive 0 packets, which means that everything has been a loss. So 100% packet loss. During the tutorial, your tutor will explain to you more about the pinging. We have some specific or special pinging, as I mentioned to you. For example, if you want to ping, let's say 10.10, and I want here to count this one into 5, let's say only 5 packets. Here it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about, can you see the lagging? We call that interval, the timing between. Do you want very fast or you want slow? So we have something called as well I. That's an interval. So do you want that to become fast with millisecond? Do you want to make that faster or slower? I'm gonna make this one. Sorry. Do you want to make this one fast or slow or whatever? Here it is. Do you feel that? Can you see that's how it is? If you want to see that more, I'm gonna make this one, let's say 4. Watch. Longer time, 4 second, 2 second, 3 second between each one. So what about this one? What about if I make it this one? Watch this one. 1. What I'll make it that half. Instead of 1, make it half. Like that. So in short, that the interval, which is the time between the speed between pinging. So do you want to make the ping very fast or slow or whatever it is? So we can control that as well. As well, the packet itself, which we send, we can control that as well, the size of the packet. For example, I can ping, let's say 192.168, 10.20. That's, well, let's say the 10.20. Okay, here it is. Done. Okay, one more time here. What about if I want to control the size of the byte? Instead of 60 bytes, I'm going to make it 100, 200, 300. So what we do, we ping normally pinging, and then over here we put what we put, and we put the number we want. That's 100 byte, like this. It's going to keep going. So if I want to control that, I can control that with, that's S100. So I can make minus C4. So I combine 2 commands at the same time. If I want to control the interval as well, here it is, minus I, and let's say 2. Here it is. So I can put 3 ping sub-commands in one comment. That's the tutorial for tutorial lab 1 and lab 2. Easy as that. I'll try to create you solution or the model answer with screenshots, as I have mentioned at the beginning of this tutorial. I'll put it over here in my site. You can see it. So I know that sometimes I go fast and students, they couldn't catch that very quick. To shorten the video as well, I don't want to waste your time. So what I will do, I'll put you the screenshots at the right side of here. So if I gone fast, you can catch me up with from the screenshots. Well, we're done with tutorial 2, and I'll see you in tutorial 3 next week. Thank you.